ستخصص هذه الجلسة لتقديم المحور المتعلق بتطور استقلال السلطة القضائية في عالم متغير من خلال دراسة المقاربات الدولية المقارنة لاستقلال السلطة القضائية لعدد من الدول الصديقة المشاركة في هذا المؤتمر، للتعرف على تنظيماتها والاطلاع على خبراتها والاستفادة من تجاربها في الموضوع. في البداية سيدلي لنا الأستاذ ريتشارد سترنس عضو لجنة العلاقات الدولية من ندوة رؤساء المحاكم الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية عرضا تقديميا في الموضوع. Monsieur Richard Strens, à vous la parole.
Bonjour, mes amis. Marhaba. I am delighted to be present at this meeting sponsored by our gracious host, King Hassan VI of Morocco, and the many who have helped make this meeting a success. It is a special privilege for me to bring you the greetings of our Chief Justice, John Roberts, who sends his congratulations to the Kingdom of Morocco at this milestone in the history of the Moroccan judiciary. I've been asked to speak briefly, and since I represent, I think, one of the two speakers who comes from an Anglo-Saxon legal tradition, brief is brief. We tend to speak to the point, not at length, but hopefully to make a point. And the point I want to make is fairly direct and involves the contrast between the two essential systems of justice that you see represented in this panel. That is, those of us, few, who come from a common law tradition, and those who come from an administrative law tradition. Much we have in common, and increasingly our systems of law are beginning to converge. But there are several essential differences, and I will point to one of them, and that is how we conceive of judicial independence and its relationship to the institution of the judiciary. Now, this thought is not original with me. Scholars have made the same point, Dr. Boiron particularly, in the contrast between judicial accountability and independence, and she used France and England as her two comparators in her study of the two systems. And the point she makes, and I think it's an accurate one, is that while we both have a conception of the independence of the judiciary and the judge, the source of that conception reverses itself between the two systems in this sense. As she points out, the French judiciary is structured as a collective entity in which decision-making is done largely on behalf of the judiciary as an institution, with the judge playing less of a role as an individual personality in decision-making within the judiciary itself. For different historical reasons and traditions, in the common law tradition, the judge is more central as a personality to decision-making. He or she is generally identified with the decision, And consequently, accountability tends to fall first on the individual judge rather than on the judiciary as an institution. So when we look at the contrast in judicial independence between the two comparative systems, the difference, I would say, is this. In the continental administrative law model, which most of the world follows, it is the judiciary that gives, in the first instance, independence to the judge and speaks for that independence and protects that independence. In the common law system, we reverse the model. It is the judge who represents the independence of the judiciary and so confers that legitimacy on the institution as a whole. It's a subtle difference, and in the end makes little difference, except in concept. And perhaps the concept is important in the sense of the role that the individual judge may play to greater or lesser degree in preserving and representing in the eye of the public the source of the independence of that judiciary. So this is really intended just as an opening statement, and as I said, would be a brief one because I know we have many who have very interesting and provocative things to say. So I'm going to now turn the floor back to our chairman and allow our next speaker to continue our thought of comparative law and judicial independence.
شكرا للسيد ريتشارد سترنس على هذه المداخلة التقديمية.